and we take you, we make you, we break you, and we kind of show you the things that you think you can never achieve. So,
How did you get into women's strength?
look good on stage, we want it to look hot, that whole thing.
What is Misfit?
I enjoy doing things that I'm told I could never do.
Why are women scared of lifting heavy?
I don't want to get big and bulky.
Strong women actually intimidate people.
Strong women would only intimidate weak men.
Do you think women underestimate how strong they actually are?
We just have that self-doubt. If you can just believe it in your mind, 50% of the battle's already won.
Do you think fitness has saved you once or twice?
Ooh, more than that.
Do you think women fear judgment more than what they fear weight?
How can you judge someone who is actively trying?
One thing you would want every woman to know about lifting weights.
It will make you discover a part of yourself that you thought didn't exist.
You're helping one person out there.
That's the goal.
This episode is powered by Gym Store, your one-stop shop for commercial grade and home gym equipment.
We're back on the Endure Edge, South Africa's #1 health and wellness podcast. And today is all about the ladies. We've got an amazing woman who defines strength, muscle. She owns a ladies' boxer-sized gym called Misfit, 2 of them actually. And she's joining me today, Marisca. Thank you.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good, thank you. I'm so excited to have you and talk women things today. It's always an exciting part of the Endure Edge when we dive into the ladies and strength and everything. Tell us a bit about it. How did you get into women's strength? Where did it come from?
Oh, gosh. So my strength journey in the fitness industry it started in 2016. I entered a bodybuilding show with my best friend and I started the prep. The whole idea was to, look good on stage. We wanted to look hot, that whole thing. And somehow the lifestyle, I don't know, it just pulled me in, and I really enjoyed getting ahead of the game, getting into routine, getting consistent. And then somewhere down the line, I just really enjoyed how it felt to be strong and how it felt to not just chase, being skinny, but kind of just feeling empowered and feeling confident. And weight training and strength training kind of did that for me.
And women's fitness in the whole. So tell us a bit about Misfit.
In terms of Misfit, I got into Misfit as a COVID casualty. The company I was working for at the time was busy going, not doing too well. So I thought, well, I've got training. I've already been doing, part-time boot camp coaching and things like that. So I, hopped onto Indeed, saw this place called Misfit, and I was like, well, it's coaching, it's the same thing. And got the job, walked into the studio, and I was just sold. I mean, it was pink. There was chandeliers hanging everywhere. The women were incredible. And fast forward, actually, I've been with them for 5 years now. 5 years later, now I own my own 2 studios. I fell in love with the whole concept. I fell in love with what it's been doing to women. Like the women in the studio, they walk in there, you can see, they're not very confident. They're a little bit broken down. Not everyone, but some women. And then give it 2-3 months, and that woman just transforms into a whole different person. And I think that's what got me. That's the part of Misfit. It's my bread and butter. Like, it's my soul food.
What is Misfit? Tell us, what happens inside there?
Inside a Misfit, oh my gosh, everything happens. Like,
I'm a man, I'm all allowed inside there.
Yeah, no boys
Depends
allowed.
what I identify as.
No boys allowed. So inside Misfit, we have this theory where women walk in, we take you, we make you, we break you, and we kind of show you the things that you think you can never achieve. So we do functional boxing, so not white collar boxing. So we teach you all the right tools, all the right techniques. We do all of those things, but we also kind of combine it. I don't want to say CrossFit because it's not CrossFit, but we have a similar grit and similar dirty grind in there that comes down to just pushing limits, doing things that you don't think you can. We are very big on community, so our women are very close, very tight. We all kind of. Yeah, Misfit is just a community, to be honest. And you'll do things that you never thought was possible.
I'm jealous that we're not allowed in there. It sounds amazing.
Look, it's pretty, it's pink, but we work. We do actually allow men in the studio twice a year.
Oh, wow. Okay. So the ladies can bring their husbands along.
Yes,
okay.
and
Or
we
boyfriends.
actually have next weekend, we call it Boxing for Balls. It's for prostate cancer awareness.
Oh, wow. That's
so
amazing.
the women can bring their men, and there's a running joke at the moment actually in the studio where we're telling the girls, it's easy to get them there the first time. I mean, but the second time takes some convincing because the boys, they struggle.
No, it's not. I've done some boxing in my previous life. It's not an easy sport. Even just standing there by a bag going, ha, 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 it's not an easy sport.
No, if you can last a drill more than 3 minutes, you're doing it wrong. And you're not tired.
Exactly. I can hear it's more than a gym to you. When did that happen? How did it happen?
So it happened. Okay, it's quite a long story. So when I started at Misfit in Sandton as the coach, but I was also managing the studio. I was running the studio, and I think it took about 6 months in that I was like, no, I want it. It's mine. I want my own. So I actually left Misfit to go and work at a company called Artec in sales.
Okay.
I thought, this is it. I need to somehow make money. I need to do this. But I still stayed at Misfit Greenstone as a part-time coach because I was like, I can't leave, but I need to go, figure this out. And somehow down the line, I managed to get it right. And about a year and a half later, I, contacted the franchise. I was like, guys, it's time. It's time. I want to do it. And they didn't have any space left in Joburg because, Misfit was just booming in Joburg. So the only available space that was closest to where I stay, because I stay in Bryanston, was in Centurion. So, that's kind of how that happened. But funny enough, then I left Artec. Then I went and worked somewhere else because I was just like, this is not for me anymore. And it's kind of how that one started. And then Meyersdal, the second one that I actually got, that I actually purchased over from the franchise itself. That is the first ever Misfit to have opened. It opened in 2018. So now I've got the original under my belt as well.
Okay. And you don't look back to Artec. I know that industry.
Oh, no.
I know that industry very well.
No. Actually, ironically, on my way here this morning, there was an Artec little car, and I was just looking at it, and I'm like, never again.
Yeah, I've also been in the office automation telecoms game.
Not easy, hey?
Yeah.
As a woman as well. I could, no.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about women. Why are women scared of lifting heavy?
The number one thing that always happens when a girl walks into the studio is, I don't want to get big and bulky. That is the first thing. And my number one thing is I always tell women, I'm like, listen, if you come in here and you get big and bulky in like month 1, please tell me your secret. Because I've been trying to grow since 2016. And I don't think women understand that getting big and bulky is literally, how do I say it? It's planned. You literally have to structure your diet, your lifestyle, your entire life around, the end goal being gaining muscle. So women are very scared to go heavy and to train heavier and to, push themselves in the gym, not knowing that as a female, our bodies just don't produce enough testosterone to blow up. You're going to need some external help there. So that's one of the things. And then I also think women there's just this whole stigma around women needing to be petite, women needing to be, quiet, women needing to, not be too loud, not say too much, we all have to fit into this little box. And I think Misfit is the place. Well, in my experience and our entire goal is to kind of tell someone, come as you are. If you're loud and proud, do it. If you're quiet, it's cool. We'll get it out of you. If your goal is to get stronger, we will help you. If your goal is to get fitter, we will help you. I think women get intimidated as well. I think women walk in, and because it's not something we naturally do, we're not naturally born to want to be strong. That's not a woman's job. And if you think of in the past, women had to cook and clean and look after the kids. And now we're in this era where women are actually allowed to express that they can be powerful. And I think women walk into studios with the mindset of, this isn't really who I am. And funny enough, a couple of months later, they realize, but I enjoy being strong. I enjoy doing things that I'm told I could never do. So I think there's just a little bit of a play there.
Yeah, and I can promise every woman listening and watching here, okay, I'm a man and I can't even get bulky. But I don't have enough testosterone, so it's not that easy to put muscle on.
No.
But do you think strong women actually intimidate people or intimidate men? And that's where the whole stigma comes from.
I can get into a lot of trouble if I say what I'm about to say.
I've got your back.
Honestly, I think strong women would only intimidate weak men. That's just my philosophy around it. I think anyone strong, male, female, would intimidate people who are not confident within themselves. And I think that if you're a woman thinking that you are going to be intimidating your man, you need to just, I don't know, get a new man.
I'm going to read something.
Yes.
It will sound very familiar to you. I thought it was very powerful. On my way here, yes, I shouldn't have been on my phone while I was driving.
We all do it.
Sometimes I forget how many storms I've walked through, how many times I've rebuilt myself and come back stronger. So today I remind myself, I'm resilient, I'm grounded, and no matter what life throws at me, I rise every damn time. Because strength isn't something I search for, it's something I am. That is powerful.
I recognize that.
That is a powerful statement that you wrote this morning.
I recognize that, yes. Strength comes from within. It's in you. Like, you just need to find it. You just need to believe it. You just need to embody it, to live it. And I believe that if you can just believe it in your mind, 50% of the battle's already won.
How does training strength, affect a woman with her confidence, not just physically?
It's not just physical. It's not just physical strength. This is something I tell my members a lot. Training is so much more than what happens on the outside. I've seen that, or even for me personally, that mental fortitude that you build through just showing up on the days that you don't feel like it, because we all go through it. Or let's say something traumatic happened and it would be way easier to just stay home. I mean, watch TV, chill. But strength is built, and you build self-confidence in yourself by showing up when you said you were going to do something. I almost feel like doing the things that you said you would is a way of building self-confidence within yourself, because if you consistently let yourself down, you're going to break down your self-confidence. It's going to become a case of, I always do this to myself, or I never pull through, so I feel like strength training, and I like to put it there in terms of in the gym or in Misfit or wherever it is that you're training. I feel like showing up for yourself is a way of building confidence, and obviously then you get strength. Strength is just a byproduct. It's just a bonus. It's just an ends to a means to an end.
Yeah, and I think what you also get from especially a place like Misfit is, like you said, the community. Which, even if you weren't getting the muscle or anything, just that alone.
It's so much deeper than that. I've seen it with our free trials that walk in, the girls who come for their very first class. And it's my favorite part, actually, where it's like halfway through the workout, the first time doing this kind of training, it kills you. Like you weren't ready for it. And the free trial would oftentimes like have a moment where you can see this girl's really struggling. And then a member, ironically, will look over at her and say, first class, and she'll be like, yeah, I've been there. It gets better, I promise.
Oh, wow.
So that kind of just knowing that you're not alone in whatever battle you face. And I mean, it even goes deeper than that. We've had women who's lost their jobs in our community that, can no longer afford to pay the membership, where I've just said, we freeze it for 3 months. We put it all on the group, and we've actually helped some of our women find jobs for either them, their husbands, things
That's
like that.
amazing.
So
and that's the time they need that the most.
They need it the most. So that's just me, how I do my things, because I feel like community runs deeper than just on the floor. It goes outside. I mean, we've had women. I had a member who was moving recently, and she doesn't have anyone here. there were members that actually went to her house to help her pack. You know, things like that. Like, you build such a strong community, and in that, knowing that you're not alone, knowing that you're supported, I think that makes a big difference for women.
That's very special.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think even men, like men
Even
need that
men.
too. It's not just women, to be honest.
That's it. Look,
Like-
I'm completely non-biased.
No,
When it
no,
comes
no.
to genders,
No, you're talking
I
about
believe-
women, but I'm just
I
sitting
believe
listening.
it goes
going,
both sides. Yes, I believe as human, it's human.
Yeah.
It's not just female or male. It's human. It's a
Yeah.
human characteristic. It's a human trait.
do you think women underestimate how strong they actually are?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Why?
yes.
Is it again that
It's
box?
it's a
that
limiting
box?
belief. It's a limiting belief. I mean, just think about it. We grew up not doing the things boys do, because then you were labeled a tomboy. You know, how many of us? I was labeled a tomboy. I was always the tomboy. And I believe women just, we just have that self-doubt, I think. And I've seen it again in my studios where someone accidentally grabs, let's say, a 5 kg dumbbell instead of a 4, and they don't realize because they don't read. And then as coaches, we pick things like this up quickly, and we'll walk past and be like, geez, 5 today. Well done, Susan. And she'll be like, 5. Didn't even realize. So I'm like, do you understand? If you don't know what you're doing, you kind of don't have that limiting belief. Like, it's all in the mind. Yeah, so
Mind's a powerful little
It is.
organ, or whatever it is.
whatever it is, it's get out the box.
Strength training, any type of training actually is very good for mental health. We all have good days. We all have bad days, as you said. What's your relationship with your mental health
Ooh.
at the moment? How do you...
Look, growing up at the moment, it's something I have spoken about before. I don't speak about it too often. But I myself have a lot of battles. I mean, growing up also, I went through abuse. I went through all those kind of things. So most of my teenage life, most of my adult life, I've battled depression. I've battled with mental health. So for me, strength training is kind of a way to not fall into that hole, you know, and also to try and show people that, you know, just having a routine, just having, like, it's the most mundane thing, like kind of just not arguing with yourself when it's time to go train, not because you want to lose weight or because you want to look a certain way, but because you know that, number one, showing up is going to make you feel like you've ticked a little box, which means that, hey, I'm not letting myself down, which is a big thing for someone battling with any kind of mental issue, because you constantly feel like you're letting the world down, you're letting yourself down, you're not good enough, you know, all those dark little thoughts that go through your head. And just by ticking that little box, you already going, I did this. And it kind of makes everything else during the day a lot easier to achieve. And also it gives you the confidence to do the most mundane tasks because you did the one thing that you said you were going to do. And I think that, yeah, mental health is a big deal for me as well.
Do you think fitness has saved you once or twice?
Oh, more than that. Yeah, no, fitness has pulled me out of some really dark holes. I mean, I had a divorce earlier this year, also something I don't, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, fitness, that's a thing. And if it wasn't for fitness, I don't think I would be the person that I am today. Like, it's maybe when I first got into it, it was I want to be a certain size, a certain weight, I have to eat certain foods. And along the journey, it's kind of made me realize that it's the one thing in life that can really just hold you together when you really need it. So for me, it's been a big thing.
Yeah, and I think people don't realize that. I was actually talking to a friend the other day, and I said to him, when you're feeling down, go to the gym. Go run.
And not just that, if you go to the gym, you need to also know that not every day is going to be your 100%. And I think people forget that you don't always have to show up with the mindset, especially on the days, I'm talking specifically on the days when you're really feeling low. Go in there. Don't try and get personal bests. Don't try and, give it your 100%. Give it your 100. But if for that day in your tank is just 40% and that's what you're giving, you've given 100% in your capacity.
For sure.
And I think people don't realize that. They don't realize that just going to the gym is something that, I mean, I've had days like that where I've gone to the gym and I actually, ironically, yesterday or the day before, I I just didn't feel like going. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go and I'm going to
Don't stress.
just go row. Yeah, sorry. I'm just going to go and I'm going to go row. I'm going to do 40 minutes of just rowing. And I don't know what happened, but about 5 minutes in, I started chasing distance. And I'm like, okay, now we're going for 5 kilometers. I don't care. After that, I was like, wait, I feel like doing more. So I was like, okay, let's go do 100 wall balls. So I'm like, okay, let's go do 100. And then the sled was right there and it was really packed. And I was like, what if I did a couple of pulls as well? So I just had to my job was just to get myself there. And this often happens. Getting yourself there is the hardest part. Once you're there, for me personally, and I know it's happened to a lot of my members as well, there's a little switch that just clicks halfway through and you just get this little hunger and you're like, okay, let's go. And if you didn't show up that day, you would have just felt awful for the rest of the day instead of just going for that 1 hour and walking out thinking, oh, you know what?
Yeah, and I realized habits kick in quickly. So
Very.
not showing up one day could be not showing up 2 days, and before you know it, it's 2 weeks. And then
Not just that. I mean, and this is the thing with consistency. And ironically, I was thinking about this the other day, like over my, let's say 10 years, because next year's 2026. I started at 2016. So I'm going to round it off to 10 years. In my 10 years of training, I didn't have every day where it was 100% show up consistency. I mean, I've had weeks where I didn't go to gym.
yeah,
But the thing is, I always went back. And I think that's what people don't realize. Like, consistency doesn't look like you go Monday through to Friday religiously, perfectly. That's not consistency. Consistency is just continuously showing up. Even if you skip a day here or skip 2 days there. Sometimes work, sometimes for those who have kids, sometimes, life happens. But I think the secret lies in continuously going back. Doesn't matter how long that takes. Just go back and then go back again. And eventually you get to a point where if you don't go, you feel like something in your life is missing. And once you get to that point, I think you've made your little breakthrough.
you're 100% right.
Yeah.
So having a woman's only gym, I'm sure there's a lot of stories that when they walk in there, depression, divorce, all of those things. Does that ever take a toll on your mental health by coaching women, and then you've got to take all
You
this
know
in?
what? As a coach, yes, I don't coach full time anymore. I used to, and I think it's very difficult to almost create a boundary to not soak up too much of it. But it's hard because you work with these women every day. You get to know them. You see their struggles. You see their pains. So, yes, it does. Sometimes it can become heavy. There are times where you become very concerned about some of your members, where you end up checking in with them, outside a studio, or not going for drinks or things like that, but like sending messages. So I think, yes, as a coach, it can get heavy. But at the end of the day, I think being a coach is a calling. It's like being a doctor. It's like being a teacher. You either someone who truly cares and someone who truly shows up, or you're someone who's just doing it to get a little paycheck. And I think that will distinguish whether it weighs you down or whether it's something that fuels you to help these women even more. I think that's a bit of a difference. And I also think as a coach, well, for me, and I know what I teach my coaches is find the things that bring you joy and go and do that. When you feel like studio is getting too heavy or the girls are getting too heavy, go to gym. Go, I don't know, go take a walk, go take a sauna. Just do the things that can declutter your mind. And also remember that, you are there for support, but it's not your burdens to carry either. And I think that is something that you as a coach or a professional coach should need to be able to do.
And I think that's what makes a good and bad coach.
Yes, because as coach, you can't show, and even with your own problems. We as coaches also face our own things. Take my situation at the beginning of the year as well. I couldn't take my problems to studio.
That was actually my next question.
You can't. Look, I vanished for a month. I went to Sodwana for a month. I told my coaches, this is the story. I cannot be in studio. We're going to lose everyone. I'm off. So
you chose a good place.
I was very. My parents live there.
Okay.
So for me, I took off, but I was lucky enough to do that. We aren't always lucky enough to do that. So when that happens, sometimes you just got to grin and bear it, hey? And you just got to put on a smile and pump some
Suck it
really
up.
good music. Let the music carry the class. Sometimes that's something that's worked for me. It's just have the music carry the class until your oomph comes back. But yeah, you can't as a coach. I mean, people come there to relieve their stress. You know, I've always had this rule that Misfit is a little happy place. Like whatever happens out there doesn't come in here. This is the feel good, the happy, the la la land, the let's have a good time, you know. But yeah, it's not always easy.
Your lowest moment mentally? And tell us how you got out of it. And I know I'm putting you on the spot. It's a tough question to answer. But I feel if we talk about this, it's
I've
a good
had a
thing.
lot of low moments mentally. Maybe I'll speak about the most recent one because I feel like speaking about, you know, the past as a teenager would be a little bit too far back. I would actually say this past December when I was going through my divorce was my lowest of the lowest moments of my life. I actually never thought I was going to get out of it. Sure. How did I get out of that one? Sometimes I don't know. I signed up for High Rocks. I signed up for warrior races.
I love that.
It's actually really funny how it happened. It's this month, a year ago. I actually moved out of my home and moved into my own little apartment. And it was dark. I mean, it's probably too dark to mention on here.
No, go for it.
I mean,
There's no such thing as too dark.
yeah. Okay,
We've done it all on here.
Let's take it back. So I signed up for High Rocks last year because we were going to get affiliated and whatnot. But I am not an endurance athlete at all. I mean, I come from the bodybuilding world. So I signed up for this High Rocks. And obviously with the separation going on, I had no interest in training whatsoever. There were days I didn't want to get up. There were days that I was drinking way too much wine for anyone involved in fitness. There were just days that I just didn't want to, you know, like, and somehow, somewhere over the course of December, I had a little moment with myself where I was just like, Marisca, you've been through things before in your life. You know, I think you almost collect these little badges of experience as you go through hard times where you kind of tell yourself, but okay, wait, you've been through X or Y. This is kind of the same, maybe a bit darker, maybe a bit deeper, but remember you got through all those other things.
Yeah.
So I kind of pulled myself together and I told myself, okay, let's have a game plan for 2025, which has been my biggest and most incredible year of my life, ironically. So I was like, okay, High Rocks number 1. I started running against my will. I still hate it. Everyone knows I hate running till this day. And I started just applying all my focus onto that, onto, you know, getting ready for the next race. So I signed up for High Rocks. I signed up for the Warrior race. I actually ended up becoming an ambassador for the Warrior race,
Okay.
which was phenomenal. And then I'm also part of NPL. I'm an ambassador for them, and they had a big fit fest where Misfit was invited to actually be on stage in front of so many people,
awesome.
which was the first for me ever. And it's just this entire year, my whole motto, I think it's something that I've held on to is, you know, just create moments of impact. And I think that's what pulled me through, just holding on to, you know, that possibility that if I can create a better life in my mind, I can live it out. So that's something that kind of pulled me through this year.
So I'm very intrigued to the strength. So I'm happily divorced too, longer than you, but I don't wish it upon my worst enemy.
No,
okay,
nor do I. Definitely not.
Yes, sometimes it has to happen for your life to move on or for the other person's life to move on, whatever it is, but I still don't wish it upon my worst enemy. So I'm intrigued to the strength, okay, because it's new, okay. Some questions.
Go for it.
Did you ever go see a therapist?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So funny enough, for the first time in my life, so I've been through things in life that's probably supposed to have had me in therapy, but I was very against therapists. So I had an incident when I was very, very young. I was 19, where I've actually been down the attempted suicide path. And I went to a therapist and she started explaining my brain to me. And I was like, I could have just Googled this. And since then, I was just anti-therapist. And then obviously with the divorce, I recognized the same signs in myself as I did when I was 19 and I was busy going down the beaten path. And Marisca's 33 now. Marisca has 2 businesses. Marisca has come too far in life to now go, I'm done. So I decided, let's go for therapy. And my therapist was incredible. I actually had my last session with her for the year last week, like not too long ago. And I was with her in Jan almost once a week because it was pretty serious. And after that, I spaced it out to once every 2 weeks, once a month. And eventually I got there and it felt like we were just having chit chats. So she was like, listen, you're putting me out of the job because I don't know what we're supposed to talk about anymore. I don't need to know how your day was, So therapy is something I would recommend. I think a lot of us, especially if you've gone through something dark, I think a lot of us think it shows weakness. A lot of us think that it's taboo. I mean, there's so much stigma around mental health, depression, all of it actually. And I don't think enough people speak up about it. And enough people speak about how therapy is not the worst thing you can do for yourself. It is an investment in your future self. So it's something I'm really glad I eventually came around to doing. So yeah, no, I was in therapy.
When did you start running? Just remind me quickly.
That wasn't therapy, but I
No,
started.
but that's where I'm going with this.
I'm still waiting for that runner's high. I'm still waiting. But no, running is not my
It
therapy.
assisted your therapy.
Well, no, it did not. It made it worse.
No, so jokes aside, I really do think, not just running,
Yeah.
but training, strength,
It's an
and seeing someone, and that's where you've come today.
And being supported by women. Like,
Yeah.
it's so crazy. I'm very loud on social media, but I'm also very private. There's certain things I just don't share. And I think I only publicly mentioned the divorce a couple of months ago, like July or something like that.
People didn't even know about it.
No, I wasn't going to share my story with people. I just thought it's a personal thing. And also, I don't like the sense of pity that might come with it. So it's just not something I enjoyed. Some of my members picked up that something was going on. So there was few and far between. But funny enough, the more openly I started sharing my little healing journey, the more women reached out to me to kind of go, they went through the same thing. They're currently going through the same thing. And that kind of changed my direction because I was like, hold up, there's more people out there that's gone through this. What if I did share a little glimpse of, not what happened, but what I've been doing after, like how I've been getting through after.
The dark moments.
The dark moments. And I'm lucky enough to have parents that live in Setswana because I've been going there every 3 months for like 2 weeks. But my puppy is something I lost in the divorce because my new place is I can't have a puppy. So my puppy now lives with my mom. So like just small things.
Kelly's not with the ex-husband.
No. So just find things to hold on to and hold on to them. I think that's...
And it gets easier.
Yeah, it does. No, it does. And the thing is, you look back and you're like, who is that woman? I've had so many people come up to me and say, I've changed in a good way. Like, I'm glowing. And I think that's the biggest compliment I've ever received in my life. And it's not a physical glow. It's an inner glow. It's a soul glow. So
it's the energy.
It's the energy, yes. So I think that's something that helps. That's something that helps.
So I don't think any of us ever figure out our mental health journey because there's always something that you've got to figure
constant.
out. But what's the one thing about your mental health journey that people don't see?
The battle. There's a constant battle. It's the thing is healing or, becoming stronger internally. People see the outside, they see the smiles, they see the glow. People don't realize that even though you are someone who's overcome things, you're someone who's strong, someone who's energetic or magnetic or whatever the case may be, I think people don't see the part where there are days that I still struggle. I mean, there are days where I still get hit with, memories, and not just divorce. I mean, life, like experiences in life, it still comes at you. And also you never know what's coming. So I think people, I'm quite an anxious person. So I don't think people see that side of me. They don't see the tuck away, game face on, let's go. They don't see the battle before all of that happens. I
when
think
it's all quiet.
when it's all quiet, when you're all home, people don't see that part. They don't see the part where you might cry. They don't see the part where you had to pep talk yourself. Like that post this morning was a pep talk to myself. Oftentimes when I write captions like that, it's got nothing to do with who reads it. It's me. I need to see that. That was a little letter to myself, a little reminder to myself. And things like that, I don't think people know.
So don't ever be quiet on social media, okay?
Never.
And I'll tell you why I say that. And I realized when this podcast started, if you're helping one person out there,
That's the goal.
that's perfect.
It's just that one.
And yes, maybe it's 10 people or 5 people, whatever.
I just need one.
Just that one person.
And they don't even have to acknowledge that I help them.
Yeah,
I just need one
and
person.
you are already doing that. I can promise you.
I just need one person to go, shit, I needed that. Or I never thought of it like that. Or I had a woman, I'm not going to mention names. She used to be a member by one of my branches, and also incredible woman, married, very successful in what she does. And she recently reached out to me and she said, listen, I'm going through a divorce. It's happening. And she told me, it almost brought tears to my eyes. And she's like, but you know what? I've been watching you go through it. So I know I'm going to be okay. And see, I get emotional even now. And I was just like, shit, I'm sorry. I don't even know how to help you through this. But if you need anything, I'm here. And small little things like that kind of remind you, of your why, of why you're doing this,
why are you on this earth?
Why are you on this earth? Yes. I mean, my life has supposed to have ended a few times in my life, and I'm still here. So I'm like, okay, what do you want?
Yeah, and like you say, you don't know what to say to her or how to help her, but you've already helped her. I mean, she said she's been watching you. And that alone has helped her.
And the fact, and it's not that, it's the words, you got through it, so I know I can get through it. And I was like, you know what, my job here is not done. I'm still here if you need me, but yeah, so it's small little things like that. Yeah.
So it is a scary place for a woman that has never trained before to walk into any type of gym. Okay, never mind a boxer-sized gym. Okay, let's talk a little about that. An overweight woman, she needs to lose weight now. It's scary to walk in there. She's probably going to walk in there on a Saturday morning when all the elite athletes are in the gym, the fit ones, because that's who goes on a Saturday morning.
Yep.
What do you do? What do you tell her?
You know what? The first thing I tell anyone who feels self-conscious, from the overweight and to the really thin. I mean, women who are really skinny, they also feel very self-conscious. The first bit of advice I always tell them is to remember to be kind to themselves and to remember that all of us started here with a journey, and whether it was weight loss, whether it was abuse, whether it was to build confidence, whether it was, I almost try and remind them that yes, their journey, they might feel very self-conscious, but they need to understand that everyone here is there for their own journey. And we've cultivated a space. This is something I say in my gym specifically, and it's something I've worked really hard on. We've cultivated a space where no matter what you are, who you are, how you look, what shape you are, what size you are accepted here. And I always remind her to not look at what all the other girls are doing, because some of these women have been here for 3 years, some are just a week old. I almost remind them to remember that they are here for their own personal reasons. So comparing themselves to whatever is happening around them is the first way they're going to set themselves up for failure. So I almost just try and remind them it's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to start at the bottom. We're going to take you higher, but you need to be kind and you need to be patient.
Do you think women fear judgment more than what they fear weight?
Yes. Yes, they do. I mean, they do. They really do. But I think it's because there's women out there who's not very nice. There's men out there. There's people. Let's just say it one word collectively. There's people out there who are just not very nice. I mean, there's so much cyberbullying. There's so much cattiness in offices. And it's something that breaks you down. And women take criticism quite seriously, especially if you're someone who's really, soft or proud of yourself or trying. I think that's the worst. Someone who's really trying.
And putting it all out there.
And then you get judgment. I mean, there's something that grinds me on social media where people will share something and then it's an overweight woman on the treadmill or something like that, and they'll have some funny caption, go home, and I'm like, she's actively working on herself. Like, how can you judge someone who is actively trying? There's no room for judgment for that.
For sure. You should be doing the opposite and praising her.
And praising her because she's here in spite.
The fact that, in spite all the challenges.
Clearly she feels like she doesn't belong here, but she's here. So say yay and support her and motivate her. And if anything, be her number one accountability buddy. Like, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about nutrition. Okay. Nutrition and alcohol, because we all love the nice things in life. We all love a slab of chocolate. Okay, I'm talking for myself here. A full slab of chocolate.
Look, I had a PS last night.
Oh, is that all?
That I'm going to say is.
What was the message on the PS? Don't tell me you didn't read it.
It said besties.
Okay.
Because I'm besties with my PS.
So, how important is it for a woman to take, let's start off with protein?
Very, very. Protein at the end of the day, there's so many more functions to it. Like, number one, it's obviously the building blocks. You need it for recovery. You need it to tone. And also it's something that will make you feel fuller, faster. So why would you not want to have more protein? But I think a lot of women underestimate how much protein they need and how much is important. So I think a lot of women undereat on their protein.
Okay, so a woman walks into this game and let's talk MPL. You're the brand ambassador. There are, and I know for a fact, there are so many different types of MPL protein.
Yes.
Okay. There's the lean, there's this one, there's that one. How do you know which one to take?
Honestly, I usually recommend just a standard, just because, again, if I'm not your nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I would usually not just recommend off the bat. Okay. So safest bet would usually be the Platinum Whey. That's just something I would usually recommend to my girls, or depending one of my questions would be if they're any sensitive to lactose, like if they're lactose intolerant, vegan or anything like that, then I'd actually put them on the vegan options, just to be safe.
Are there sugars and carbs in these things? Should we be looking at that?
You should, yes, but there's not too much.
That's minimal.
That's minimal.
It won't make a difference.
Unless you go towards something like don't grab the casein or the like the heavy ones, but no, definitely not.
Okay, there's a buzzword on social media. A lot of women are still not sure about it, called creatine. Apparently we should be taking it. Well, I take it every day. Women are not sure if they should take it every day.
It's not going to make you fat and bulky.
Okay. So creatine is not going to make you fat and bulky.
No, it's not. It's, you know what? It's so good. Obviously, it's not going to grow your muscles, but it does help with
as
recovery.
You can see. Yours are bigger than mine.
No, they're not. No, creatine is really, it's something, it's there's nothing wrong with taking creatine. I mean, it is going to help with
as
recovery.
As
a female, it helps with brain function. I mean, there's so many good things about it. Obviously, don't go balls to the walls and take the whole tub a day, like still stick within, I think it's 5 milligrams. 5 milligrams. 5 grams.
5 grams, yes.
Goodness me. 5 grams. But no, there's nothing wrong with creatine. Obviously, again, paired with a good diet. Something, if you are going to be eating way too much, then yes, you are going to gain weight, but don't blame the creatine. And I think that's the problem.
Okay. I'm now a woman. My fitness journey has started. I'm 6 months down the line. How do I balance alcohol into the whole fitness journey?
Look, I'm not anti-alcohol. I'm not one of those. I do think everything in moderation. So
Well, there needs to be a balance.
there needs to be a balance, and I think that's where I've changed a lot coming from the bodybuilding. Like I don't track my macros at all. But again, I think I've also been doing it for so long that I can kind of already know, okay, this is. Like I can, but when it comes to just women and nutrition, not even just alcohol, but everything. If you can just find a balance, I almost say I treat my weeks Monday to Friday, like, in school days where it was you have to be in bed certain times, you have to eat certain meals. And then weekends as kids, we were allowed to kind of do, I treat my adult life the same way. So during the week, I try and be quite good on my nutrition and not eat dry food, just be good. I say this and I had a piece but I try, and again, balance. So with alcohol as well, I think maybe just choose better options. Stay away from your cocktails and, all those sugary drinks. If you're someone who does like gin, for example, I enjoy gin. I'll drink it with a sugar-free option, and I won't load it with all kinds of other things. And if you're someone, what else do women drink?
Wine,
White,
yes. Red wine. Is that a good thing?
Go for your dry, But again, if you moderate it, you can have any glass you want. Just don't have the whole bottle. Don't have a glass every night. If you can just moderate yourself, then...
I saw champagne is keto, by the way. I don't know what bullshit reel I was looking at on Instagram.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to find the reel and send it to you.
Please do, because
it was
I'd
a
love
podcast,
to see.
and
I'm
this guy was
one of my members hasn't sent it to me.
This guy's like, drink champagne, it's keto, it's keto. I'm like, hey?
I don't think that's right, no.
Okay, so...
Well, mimosa has fruit in it, I suppose.
One way, there's always a way to look at it, eh?
The things I hear.
Vodka, same thing as gin.
Vodka, same thing.
Drink it with a Sprite Zero instead of
If you can at least control that. If you're someone if you don't want to give it up, then at least balance it out. Like, I don't believe in a very restricted life. I feel like that's just setting yourself up for failure, binge eating, all of those things. So if you are someone who does enjoy it, just vodka, diet soda, or gin, diet soda, or wine, don't drink the whole bottle. Just balance it out.
Protein bars. Where is that?
You know what? I love protein bars. I really do. But again, I wouldn't say you should replace a meal with a protein bar. Any supplement. I mean, a supplement at the end of the day, which a protein bar is just that. It's a supplement to a really well-existing diet. Like protein bars, I do love them, but I find them as a convenient snack. Like, let's say, like today, for example, if I didn't have time to pack my meals or I didn't have time to eat breakfast, I'd quickly munch a protein bar on the way here. I didn't, but that's what I would use it for. I would use it as something that's just a convenient tool to make sure I still hit my protein goals for the day. But excessive amounts can also cause so much irritation in the bowel. And you want whole foods at the end of the day when it comes to your nutrition journey. You want to have as many whole foods as you possibly can. Protein bars, all of those things are kind of just supplementary to everything else.
The future of women's fitness. Is the skinny era almost over?
I hope so.
I think it is.
I've
noticed
I think
so many women have gone, maybe just because I'm also like the hierarchs in CrossFit and etc. But most women have got muscles now, more than me.
Women are stepping into their power, and it's beautiful to watch. I absolutely love it. You know what? And not because women are becoming stronger than men or that whole shebang, just because women are no longer fixating so much on the scale, but rather about what their bodies can do. And I think that is beautiful. Women are falling in love with the confidence that comes with lifting heavy or just doing things that are outside of their comfort zone. And I absolutely love that for us.
And I'm going to ask the question straight. Best way to lose fat?
Eat less. Train more. There we go.
Weights,
yes. Not just that. Just keep in mind, and this is getting a little bit more on the technical side, the more muscle mass your body has, the faster your resting metabolism will be. So, and I don't think women realize this. Yes, you're not going to get bulky, But if you have a little bit more muscle, it means you can eat a little bit more because your body needs to burn more to keep the muscle okay. And just sitting in and playing.
So don't go starve yourself.
Don't starve yourself. No, that's so 50s. Don't do that.
What's your take on fasting on that note?
Fasting. I think fasting is also, it's just a tool. If you're someone who's, let's say someone in corporate is usually something that I would help for, that you've got meetings back to back and it's just becoming really difficult to hit your targets during the day, then fasting is an option.
So it's got its place.
It's got its place.
Like every other diet or whatever.
I'd rather have you someone who's fasting and you getting home at night and you're still eating your protein requirements, because now it's a mental thing as well, because you feel like, okay, I can eat more because I haven't eaten all day. So I wouldn't say do it because you want to try it. Do it because it suits your lifestyle, as with any other diet.
What would the world look like if every woman lifted weights?
You're not ready for it.
The men would be washing the dishes.
It would be beautiful.
Listen, I'm pro strong woman and muscles and yeah.
You know what? I think not just that, I think there would be a lot of more happier men because women wouldn't be as moody. Like we'd be so happy and so confident in ourselves.
And I've noticed that even in my own wife.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
I think the divorce rate will probably go down. I think the world would be such a great place.
Yeah, so there's a couple that's ever done high rocks together. I don't think those who train together stay together. I don't believe that when it comes to high rocks. So I was a head judge at the first High Rocks Joburg event at the Warble.
March?
Was it March? The first Joburg one. Yes. I was head judge
at that one. I was at that one.
I was a head judge at the Warble station, and this couple got there. And she was crying, but she was doing these wall balls and she was crying. And he was so nice. And he was like, babes, come on. And he was like trying to like encourage her. Like he wasn't an arsehole or anything. But the tears were running down her face and she just looked at him. She's like, just fuck off. I was dead. But I felt so sorry for him because he just stayed there. So yeah, they say those who train together stay together, but...
Look, maybe they've experienced it in training before, but yeah, that sounds funny. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Before we come to an end, the one thing you would want every woman to know about lifting weights, what is that?
It will make you discover a part of yourself that you thought didn't exist. I think that is the biggest thing I can say to women when it comes to weightlifting. You'll find pieces of yourself you didn't know existed, and you'll face things in yourself that you never knew you had to face. I think that's one of the biggest things.
Marisca, thank you for coming onto this podcast today, for chatting to me. Your honesty, your rawness, thank you. The more women that hear things like this and talk about it, it just makes it easier for everyone. If Marisca can do it, so can I. Thank you very much. All the best with the gym. I hope you open another 4 branches. They might be packed, but there's many more spaces for more of these things. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an incredible opportunity to be able to just show women that they can.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.